Hello. This morning, Governor Heinemann presented his State of the State address and budget proposal for the next biennium. You may hear quite a bit about this in the news media in the next few days and throughout the legislative session. So I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about it and what it means for the Department of Health and Human Services. The last time I provided information about the budget process was back in September, when we submitted two budget-related items. One, our DHHS budget request for the upcoming biennium, and two, a 90% modification budget in case additional reductions were necessary. I said that between September and January, the governor's budget staff would review our request along with those of all other agencies, boards, and commissions while developing the budget proposal he'd present to the legislature. He presented his budget request today, and it can be found online at www.budget.ne.gov. During the next few months, the Appropriations Committee will hold public budget hearings for each agency, board, and commission. These hearings will result in a budget which will go to the full legislature for debate by all state senators. This budget may differ from the governor's proposed budget. By the end of the legislative session, in early June, we'll know what our budget will be for 2012 and 2013. In Governor Heinemann's State of the State address, he focused on what he said is an extraordinary opportunity to reshape the economic, education, and family landscape of Nebraska. He outlined a series of issues he intends to address over the next 4 years. These include continuing to improve Nebraska's child welfare and juvenile services system, continuing to lower taxes, reforming the state income tax system, restoring the cash reserve, achieving structural balance in the state budget, resolving roads infrastructure funding challenges, and increasing educational accountability. Clearly, several of these items impact the department. Nebraska continues to have one of the nation's highest rates of out-of-home placements. As stated in his address, the governor continues to be a strong supporter of our Families Matter efforts and has made strengthening families one of his priorities over the next 4 years. We know that children grow best in their own homes, that they should be reunified with their family, or be given the opportunity for a family through adoption or guardianship in a timely manner, and that families should get services earlier and be offered services after they leave their involvement with DHHS. This will continue to be one of our top priorities. The governor's biennial budget proposal provides for an overall increase in the department's budget of 8% over the next 2 years. However, because there are increases in so many areas across DHHS, in order to stay within this amount, the governor's proposal also includes reductions in several areas. Over the course of the next 2 years, the department will be faced with a reduction of staff, both statewide and in some specific positions. I know this can cause anxious moments for you and your family, especially since our budget isn't final and specifics are not yet known. Our hope is to be able to accomplish this as much as possible through attrition, but I know that may not always be possible. In our budget proposal in September, we attempted to reduce our expenses as much as possible without reducing staff. Some of these reductions, for example, include negotiating further reductions in contracts and reducing such things as telephone usage. And these are also included in the governor's proposal. We will also need to continue to find additional efficiencies. As the governor said this morning, governing requires making tough decisions, and he's committed to tackling the challenges ahead. Changes must be made in all areas of state government in order to balance the budget without raising taxes. We can't spend money we don't have. As I mentioned earlier, the legislative session is still ahead of us, and we will know in the months ahead how the department will be affected. If you have additional questions or concerns as the process goes forward, please discuss them with your supervisor, director, or please feel free to send them to me. It is important to me that everyone in DHHS understands this process. Thank you, and thank you for everything that you do every day.